John Miller stepped onto the large spaceship with a steady heart. This was his first mission in space. The crew around him was not human. They were aliens from different planets, tall and strange in ways he could not describe. Some had green skin, others had many eyes or sharp claws. They looked at John like he was just a regular soldier, nothing special. John was used to being the odd one out, but he kept his head high and his mind focused. The ship was called the Star Guardian. Its job was to keep peace in a dangerous part of the galaxy. John was one of many soldiers on board, but he was the only human. He trained hard every day, learning new weapons and how to fight alongside the aliens. At first, the aliens did not talk to him much. They thought he was slow and weak because humans were smaller and less advanced than their species. John felt a little alone, but he did not complain. He knew humans had something special inside them. He had heard stories from Earth about how humans survived tough times and strange places. Maybe these aliens would see that soon. One day, the captain of the ship called John to his room. Captain Zorak was a large alien with blue skin and 4 arms. His voice was calm but strong. "John," he said, "you are new here. We will watch you carefully. This mission will test all of us. I expect you to do your best." John nodded. "I will do everything I can, sir." The next days were full of drills and exercises. John learned how to use alien weapons and work with his team. The aliens watched him closely. Some whispered that John was just a regular soldier, nothing more. But John had no time to prove himself. He focused on learning and staying ready. On the 3rd day, during a practice drill, John surprised everyone. He moved faster than the others and made smart decisions that saved his team. The aliens looked at him differently now. They began to think maybe humans were not as weak as they believed. Still, John knew this was just the start. The real test was coming soon. The galaxy was full of dangers, and John had to be ready to face them all. For now, he stayed calm, patient, and ready to show the aliens what being human really meant. ********, the ship traveled deep into space. John Miller and his team were on patrol. The crew moved quietly through the dark stars. Suddenly, alarms rang all over the ship. Hostile ships appeared on the radar. The enemy had attacked without warning. John's squad quickly gathered weapons and prepared for battle. The aliens around him looked tense. They expected a tough fight. John felt his heart beat fast but stayed calm. He had trained for moments like this. The enemy ships fired first. Bright beams of light crossed the empty space. The Star Guardian shook from the hits. John saw one of his alien friends fall. Without thinking, he took charge. "Cover me," he shouted. John moved fast and used the ship's controls with skill. He aimed the weapons and fired back. The aliens watched in surprise. John was not just fast, he was smart. He found weak spots in the enemy ships and helped destroy them. The fight lasted long, but John's quick thinking saved many lives. Captain Zorak saw everything from the command room. He nodded with respect. The humans' bravery and speed were more than he expected. After the battle, John's squad gathered to rest. They were tired but alive. Some aliens came to talk to John. "You did well," said Lieutenant Mira, a sharp-eyed alien woman. "I didn't expect so much from a human soldier." John smiled but did not say much. He knew this was only the beginning. There would be more battles ahead, and he had to be ready. That night, John sat alone in his small room. He thought about the fight. The aliens had always looked down on humans, but now they saw a different side of him. John felt a quiet pride. He was not just a regular soldier. He was a human who could fight and survive with the best. The next day, training became harder. The aliens pushed John to learn more, to be better. He worked even harder. Sometimes the other soldiers still whispered behind his back. They did not believe humans were strong enough to fight in space wars, but John did not mind. He knew humans had one thing aliens did not always understand: heart. The will to keep going, no matter what. As days passed, John made friends with some aliens, especially Myra. She was curious about him and his world. John shared stories about Earth, about how humans fought wars and won. Myra listened closely and began to see humans in a new light. John's life in space was changing. The aliens no longer saw him as just another soldier. They started to respect the human with the strange strength. John woke early for training. The aliens were already waiting. They looked stronger and faster than humans, but John did not feel afraid. He knew he had to keep working hard. The training began with drills. John learned how to move in zero gravity and use alien weapons. At first, he made mistakes. His hands were not used to the strange controls, but he watched carefully and tried. Again, slowly John got better. He ran faster, jumped higher, and aimed sharper. The aliens noticed. Some smiled, others looked surprised. Lieutenant Myra watched closely. "You have good skills," she said, "but your body can do more. Humans are tougher than they look?" John was curious. "How do you mean?" He asked. "In my world, we are strong but break easily. Humans can take more pain and keep going," Myra said. John nodded. He knew this was true. Humans had survived hard times on Earth. They learned to keep fighting no matter what. After drills, they practiced tactics. The aliens worked together like a team. John had to learn how to trust others and help them. Sometimes he took the lead. His ideas surprised the aliens. "Your mind thinks differently," said a tall alien named Kieran. "You see chances we miss." John smiled. He liked that. Maybe humans had something special. One day, Captain Zorak called John to the bridge. The captain showed him a large map of space. "We have reports of enemy ships near the border," he said. "We will go there soon. Are you ready?" John felt a mix of fear and excitement. "I am ready, sir." The crew prepared for the mission. John checked his gear again and again. He wanted to be perfect. When the ship moved toward the border, the aliens gave John respect. They no longer saw him as just a regular soldier. He was part of their team. John thought about Earth. He missed his home but knew this was important. Humans could help bring peace to the galaxy. As the Star Guardian reached the border, John looked out at the stars. He was not alone anymore. The aliens believed in him, and he believed in himself. The Star Guardian moved closer to the border. The crew was ready for anything. John felt the tension in the ship. Everyone knew danger was near. One night, while the ship was quiet, John heard footsteps outside his room. It was Lieutenant Myra. She looked worried but calm. "John, can we talk?" she asked softly. John nodded. They walked to the observation deck. Outside, stars shone bright and cold. "I don't understand humans well," Myra said. "You fight hard, but you also care. Your people have strange ways." John smiled. "We do. We fight to protect those we love. Sometimes that makes us strong." Myra looked at him. "I want to know more. Why are you here, really? Not just as a soldier." John thought for a moment. "I want to prove humans can be more than weak. I want to help keep peace. And maybe to find a place where we belong." Myra listened quietly. Then she smiled. "You have courage. That is what we need." The next day, the ship's sensors picked up enemy signals. The aliens prepared for battle. Again, John and his squad went to their stations. The enemy ships were closer than expected. They looked fierce and dangerous. The aliens moved fast, but John stayed calm. He remembered his training and Earth's battles. The fight began. Beams of light and explosions filled space. The Star Guardian shook under the attack. Some alien ships were hit. John saw his chance. He took control of a small fighter and flew toward the enemy. His moves were quick and careful. He hit the enemy's weak points again and again. The aliens cheered when the enemy started to fall back. John's courage and skill helped save the day. After the battle, Captain Zorak came to John. "You have proven yourself today, not just as a soldier, but as a leader." John felt proud but humble. "I only did my part, sir." Mira smiled at him. The other aliens looked at John with new respect. He was no longer just a human soldier. He was a hero in their eyes. That night, John looked at the stars and thought about Earth again. He was far from home, but he was making a new one here. With his alien friends, he knew the road ahead would be hard, but he was ready for whatever came next. After the battle, the Star Guardian moved to a safe area for repairs. The crew worked hard to fix the damage. John helped wherever he could. Even though he was human, he did not want to stay idle. One afternoon, while fixing a console, John found old data files about Earth. The aliens had little information about humans, mostly stories from other races. John read quickly, hoping to learn what they thought of his people. He saw strange ideas and mistakes. Some aliens thought humans were weak or slow. Others believed humans only lived on a small, unimportant planet. John smiled quietly. They did not know the truth. Lieutenant Mira came by and saw the screen. "You're reading about Earth?" John nodded. "Yes, they don't know much about us." Mira looked surprised. "I want to learn more." "Teach me, John." John agreed. Over the next days, they talked about Earth's history, culture, and struggles. Mira listened with interest. She asked many questions. One day, John told her about human courage. "We face problems every day. We don't give up, even when things seem impossible." Mira smiled. "That is why you are special. You fight with your heart." Their friendship grew stronger. Some aliens joined their talks, curious about humans. Slowly, the crew's view of humans changed. Meanwhile, the ship received a new order. Another enemy fleet was coming, stronger than before. The Star Guardian had to prepare for the biggest fight yet. Captain Zorak gathered the crew. "This battle will test us all. John, we need your ideas." John felt the weight of responsibility. He studied the enemy's moves and weaknesses. Then he shared a plan combining alien technology and human tactics. At first, some aliens doubted. "Humans don't understand space war," one said, but Captain Zorak trusted John. "We will try your plan." The crew trained hard. John led small teams, teaching them how to move quickly and think fast. His confidence grew, and the aliens followed him. When the battle came, John's plan surprised the enemy. The Star Guardian used new maneuvers that confused their foes. The crew worked as one, stronger than ever. John fought with all his strength. His moves saved many lives. The aliens cheered him on. After the fight, the crew celebrated their victory. John was honored not just as a soldier, but as a hero. He looked around at his alien friends and knew something had changed. The aliens no longer saw him as just a human. They saw him as one of their own. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. After the victory, the Star Guardian returned to a friendly space station for rest and resupply. The crew was tired but proud. John felt a deep sense of belonging. The aliens treated him with respect now, but John knew he had to keep proving himself. Captain Zorak called John to his office. "You have done well," the captain said. "But there is more to learn." The galaxy is bigger and more dangerous than we thought. John listened carefully. The captain showed maps of distant systems and enemy movements. We need to be ready for anything, John nodded. I understand, sir. The next days were filled with training and planning. John pushed himself harder than ever. He wanted to be ready for the challenges ahead. During training, John met new alien soldiers. Some were skeptical of him at first, but when John helped, during drills, they saw his skill and courage. One day, John noticed a young alien named Talai struggling with the training. Talai was shy and unsure. John remembered how hard it was to fit in at first. He decided to help. John showed Talai how to improve, sharing tips and encouraging words. Slowly, Talai grew stronger and more confident. The two became friends. Talai looked up to John as a leader and a teacher. Meanwhile, rumors spread that a powerful enemy was gathering forces. The Star Guardian's mission was more important than ever. John's squad was chosen for a special assignment. They had to scout enemy territory and gather information. It was dangerous work. John prepared carefully. He knew the risks but did not hesitate. We must be ready to face whatever comes, he told his team. The mission began. John and his squad moved quietly through unknown space. They found enemy ships and outposts. John's sharp eyes and quick thinking kept the team safe. One night, the squad was nearly caught by enemy patrols. John led a daring escape through asteroid fields. The aliens followed his lead, amazed at his calm and skill. After returning to the Star Guardian, John reported the information. The crew used it to plan their next moves. Captain Zorak praised John. Your courage and mind are gifts to this crew. You are no longer just a soldier. You are a true leader. John felt proud but knew his journey was not over. There were more battles and more tests ahead. He looked at the stars outside the ship's window and smiled. Being human was not a weakness. It was his greatest strength. Asterisk, 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 the Star Guardian moved closer to the enemy's home system. The crew was tense but ready. John felt the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. He was no longer just a soldier. He was a leader whom many trusted. One evening, Captain Zorak called John to the command room. The captain wanted to share important information. John, we have studied the enemy's tactics, the captain said. They are strong and clever. We need a new plan to defeat them. John looked at the large screen showing enemy ships and defenses. He thought about everything he had learned from his human past and alien training. I have an idea, John said. Humans use surprise and speed. We can strike their weak points before they know what is happening. The captain nodded. Explain. John shared his plan. We use small groups to attack quickly in different places. This will confuse the enemy. Then the main fleet can move in. The crew listened carefully. Some aliens doubted the idea. Humans do not fight like this in space, one said, but Captain Zorak trusted John. We will try this plan. Training began. John led teams through practice missions. He taught them to move fast and think ahead. The aliens learned new ways to fight. John's confidence grew, and so did the crew's respect. During the preparation, John talked with Lieutenant Mira. She had become his close friend. You think like a human, but you fight like a warrior, she said. John smiled. I learned from both worlds. The day of the battle arrived. The Star Guardian and its fleet moved silently into enemy space. John's plan was ready. The fight was fierce. Enemy ships fired powerful weapons. The main fleet stayed back as John's teams moved fast. They attacked weak points and caused chaos. The enemy was confused. They could not fight all directions at once. John's team worked quickly and carefully. The main fleet moved in. The enemy ships were pushed back. The Star Guardian fired its strongest weapons. After hours of battle, the enemy surrendered. The crew cheered. John's plan had worked, Captain. Zorak came to John. You have changed how we fight. Your ideas saved many lives. John looked around at his alien friends. They no longer saw him as just a human soldier. They saw him as a hero and a leader. John thought about Earth. He was proud to be human. He was proud to fight with aliens who now trusted him. The war was not over, but John knew the future was brighter. Together, humans and aliens could face any challenge. After the Great Battle, the crew of the Star Guardian worked to repair their ships. The atmosphere was calm but serious. Everyone knew the war was not yet over. John Miller spent time with his squad, helping where he could. He had become a trusted leader. The aliens looked up to him not just for his skill, but for his kindness and courage. One day, during a quiet moment, John was approached by Lieutenant Mira. She had a worried look on her face. "John," she said softly, "there is something we must talk about. Some aliens do not trust humans. They think we are still weak or strange." John nodded. He had felt this before. "I understand. But I will keep proving them wrong." Mira smiled. "You already have, but maybe we can do more." Together, they planned ways to bring the crew closer. They organized talks and training sessions where humans and aliens could share stories and skills. Slowly, the walls between them began to break down. The crew started to see each other as friends and equals. Meanwhile, the Star Guardian received new orders. A secret base of the enemy was discovered on a distant planet. The crew had to destroy it. John's squad was chosen for the mission. They had to land quietly, avoid enemy traps, and destroy the base's power source. John studied the maps and planned carefully. "We will move fast and stay hidden," he told his team. "Trust each other and watch your backs." The mission began. John and his squad landed on the planet's surface under the cover of night. The air was cold and strange. They moved through dark forests and rocky hills. Enemy patrols passed close but did not see them. John's team stayed silent and alert. When they reached the base, John gave the order to attack. They moved quickly to plant explosives on the power core. Suddenly, alarms sounded. The enemy was awake. John's team fought hard but stayed calm. John used his human training to lead his team out. They dodged enemy fire and raced back to their ship. The base exploded behind them, lighting up the night sky. The mission was a success. Back on the Star Guardian, the crew celebrated. John's bravery saved many lives. Captain Zorak spoke to the crew. "John has shown us that humans are strong and brave. Together, we will win this war." John felt proud. He was more than a soldier now. He was a symbol of hope for humans and aliens alike. The war was reaching its peak. Enemy forces grew stronger and more organized. The Star Guardian and its fleet prepared for the most dangerous battle yet. John Miller stood with his squad. They were ready. John's mind was sharp and his heart was steady. He had learned much and grown into a true leader. The day of battle came. The stars were bright, but the mood was heavy. Everyone knew many lives could be lost. The enemy fleet appeared suddenly. They were large and powerful. The Star Guardian's crew quickly took their positions. John led a team to attack the enemy's command ship. It was the heart of their fleet. If they could destroy it, the enemy would lose control. The fight was fierce. Enemy ships fired everywhere. Explosions shook the space around them. John moved with skill and courage. He dodged enemy fire and led his team closer to the command ship. Inside the command ship, the enemy was waiting. John's team fought hard in the narrow corridors. They worked together, protecting each other. John found the control room. He planted charges to destroy it. The enemy tried to stop him, but John did not give up. With seconds left, John and his team escaped just before the explosion. The command ship blew up in a massive fireball. The enemy fleet became confused without their leader. The Star Guardians. Fleet attacked hard and won the battle. After the fight, the crew gathered. Many were hurt, but they were alive. John was tired but happy. Captain Zorak came to John. "You have done the impossible," he said. "Your courage and strength have saved us all." John smiled. "I just did what was needed." The aliens cheered for John. He was no longer just a soldier. He was a hero who showed that humans could be strong and brave. John thought about his home, Earth. He missed it but knew he was making a new family here in space. Lieutenant Mira stood beside him. "You have changed everything," she said softly. John looked at her and nodded. He felt proud of what humans and aliens could do together. The war was still not over, but hope had returned. John knew that together they could face any challenge. The future was uncertain, but one thing was sure: humans were no longer weak. They were fighters, survivors, and leaders. The war had lasted a long time, but the final battle was over. The enemy was defeated and peace was near. The crew of the Star Guardian gathered to celebrate. John Miller stood among his friends, the aliens who had once doubted him. Now they saw him as a hero. He felt a warm pride inside. Captain Zorak spoke. To the crew, "Today we honor John. He showed us the true power of humans. Not just strength, but courage and heart." John smiled quietly. He thought about his journey from a new soldier to a leader who changed the course of the war. After the ceremony, John walked with Lieutenant Mira. "You have done more than I ever dreamed," Mira said. "You made us all believe." John looked at the stars. "I never wanted to just survive. I wanted to show that humans belong here with you." Myra nodded. "You have earned that. We will stand with you always." The days after the war were busy. The Star Guardian helped rebuild and protect new alliances. John worked hard to keep the peace. He shared human stories and taught new skills. The aliens listened and learned. They began to understand humans better. John also thought about Earth. He hoped one day his home would join this new alliance of worlds. One evening, John stood on the ship's deck looking at the stars. He felt calm and strong. He was not just a soldier anymore. He was a symbol of hope. The aliens came to him, smiling and ready for new adventures. John knew their journey was just beginning. Together, humans and aliens would explore the galaxy. They would face new challenges, but also find new friends. John felt ready for whatever came next. He had learned that being human was a gift, not a weakness. With his friends beside him, John looked to the future with hope and courage. The galaxy was wide and full of mystery. But John and his crew were ready to meet it head-on. And so, the story of the human soldier who was never just a soldier ended for now. The stars waited, and so did the adventures yet to come.